Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhasi Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 6 of Aranya Kanda. In the previous chapter, we saw Sharabhanga, who was waiting for to receive Rama at his hermitage. Though he was invited by Indra to Brahmaloka, he refused, waiting for Rama. And then, when Rama came there, he directed Rama to go to the hermitage of Sutikshna to know what needs to be done following in his journey, and then requested a few minutes from Rama. He lit up the fire and entered the fire and allowed his entire body to be consumed by the fire, so that his worn out body is being burned to ashes, and with his celestial body he reached out to the heaven and the Brahmaloka. Charabhanga, having ascended to heaven, the assembled ascetics presented themselves before Rama, the offspring of Akusta of flaming energy, and among those ascetics were those who had sprung from the nails and hair of Brahma's body, and also from the water in which his feet were bathed. There were those who lived on the moon's rays, those who subsisted on milled grain, those who did penance by standing in water, those who slept on the naked bare ground, those who lived in the open air and the whole year round, those who subsisted on water and wind alone, those who never sought the shade at all, those who underwent long fasts, those who practiced uninterrupted repetition of prayer, those who gave themselves up to the perpetual penance, those who dwelt in the summit of high mountains, those who had subdued their senses, and those who lived between five fires. Here, the people who perform their penance between five fire means four. They lit up four fires on in four directions, and under the sun on their head. With under these five fires, in the mid of those burning fires, they perform their penance. All these sages fixed in yoga, endowed with the powers of Brahma, gathered in Charabhanga's hermitage in order to approach Rama. Those virtuous companies of rishis, having assembled there, addressed Rama, foremost of the god, who was conversant with the supreme duty, saying, O Lord of the house of Ikshvaku and of the whole world, warrior of the great Thor, you are our defender and leader, as Indra to the gods. You are famed in the three worlds for your valor and glory. Filial devotion, justice, and faith find their consummation in you. O Lord, it behoves you who are cognizant with virtue to pardon our timidity in approaching you in order to make our supplication. It were a signal defeat for the king to receive one sixth of the revenue of his people if he did not protect them as his own sons. That means the king receives the taxes from us, and if he do not protect us, it becomes a sin on part of the king. Could he, however, defend those who inhabit his kingdom as his own life or as the lives of his offspring, to whom he is ever devoted, he will occupy an exalted position in the region of Brahma. The supreme blessedness acquired by those ascetics who live on roots and fruit is not equal to a quarter of that attained by a monarch who governs his subject according to the law. This clearly says that it is not necessary for everyone to be following non-violence. It is not necessary for everyone to be following the penance. One needs to be involved in their own activity. It is for the ascetics to perform the austerities by performing penance, sitting somewhere in the forest, following multiple different ways, as explained before in the previous paras. Whereas the king, for him, no penance, no non-violence is required. He needs to simply perform his duty bound, without expecting anything in return. He should protect the society. A Vaishya is supposed to take care of the financial transaction, should fulfill the needs of the society, while a Shudra is supposed to serve the society. If these three, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, if perform their duty with duty boundness, without any without any self thinking, then they will reach the abode of Brahma, or they will reach the Swarga, heaven. Whereas it is only for the Brahmin, even a Brahmin is supposed to serve the society with all the knowledge that he has gained. But yet, any of these people can become ascetics following the non-violence. They can perform the penance, but it is not exactly required for anybody. The supreme blessedness acquired by those ascetics who live on root and fruit is not equal to a quarter of that attained by a monarch who governs his subjects according to the law. So do yourself become the defender of those countless Brahmins who live in the forest, who are without a protector, and so defend them from the cruel persecution of Titans. Come and behold the bodies of innumerable ascetics of pure heart who have been slaughtered in diverse ways in the forest of Titans. They have inflicted great carnage among the people who dwell on Lake Pampa, by the river Mandakini, and on Chitrakuta, who are no longer able to endure the terrible plight of these sages, brought about in the forest by those titans of cruel deeds. Therefore, we take refuge in you. Protect us, O Rama, against the prowess of the night, who seek our destruction. We have no asylum on earth but you, O valiant prince. Do yourself save us from the titans. Having listened to the sages, the virtuous Kakusta answered them, who were rich in heavy penances, saying, do not entreat me thus. Am I not the servant of the sages? It is only to fulfill my duty that I have entered the forest. It is in order to deliver you from the oppression of the Titans and to carry out the commands of my father that I am here. It is in your interest and for your happiness that I have come here of my own will. My sojourn in the forest will be greatly to your advantage. I shall slay the Titans, the enemies of the ascetics. Let the sages witness my prowess in combat, and my brothers also, O rishis. Having yielded to the entreaty of the ascetics, that hero, firm in his duty, accompanied by Lakshmana, directed his course towards the hermitages of Sutikshna, followed by the sages who paid him every honor. Thus ended chapter 6 of Aranya Kanda in Ramayana. Just imagine what exactly went wrong with the Buddhism. Buddha has taught about the non-violence. Buddha has taught the people to perform the meditation, but that is meant only for the people who have a bent of mind towards the meditation, and those who would like to practice non-violence, give up anger, and do their own sadhana. This was happening since thousands of years in this land of Bharata. However, the moment when that same policies which was given by Buddha for the purpose of those who are performing the spiritual practices, when that same thing was extended to the kings, Kshatriyas, to the Vaishyas, to the Shudras, to everybody, saying that all are equal. Let all of us shall involve in doing the penance. Let all of us shall practice non-violence. Let us not kill anybody. Let us not hold any arms. Let us not do any financial transactions. There is no need for one to serve the others. All of them are equal. Let us all live in an equal, magnanimous society. Will such a society ever be practicable? If just imagine if every policeman, if every soldier laid down their arms, if every businessman give up making the business or producing anything, if every agriculture stop producing the crops, if every shudra, that means if every person who is working for the sake of salary sat in one place with his eyes closed and start doing the meditation, then who will going to take care of the society? Who will going to make the society move forward with their service? Who will going to make take care of the enterprise of the society? Who will going to produce the things that are required for us to eat every day? We are not even supposed to hunt the animals. No, you don't have any crops, you don't have any food to devour. And who will be there to protect you? Because both the police as well as defense people, the soldiers, they have laid down their arms and they are sitting with their eyes closed, and all of them are living equally. And will such a society can ever exist? It is impossible. And it is because of the same reason the Buddha, what he had preached, that is still continuing, but what is being practiced by the later people was banished from the Bharata Bhumi. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Swamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.